Unpublished sessions of renowned hypnotherapist Dolores Cannon revealed 3 consecutive encounters with higher dimensional beings from the late 1980s to the early 1990s. Little Rock, Arkansas. In a groundbreaking disclosure that bridges the realms of spirituality, extraterrestrial contact, and human evolution, long-sealed transcripts from the private hypnotherapy sessions of the world-famous past life regression expert Dolores Cannon have been made public. Conducted over a single extraordinary Sunday in the late 1980s to the early 1990s in Little Rock, Arkansas, these 3 intensive sessions with a remarkable client named Janice represent a pinnacle of Cannon's career. Far beyond routine explorations of previous incarnations, the encounters documented direct communications with advanced cosmic entities, delivering profound warnings and guidance about Earth's impending transformation and humanity's collective ascension to higher consciousness. Dolores Cannon, who passed away in 2014 after decades of pioneering quantum healing hypnosis technique sessions worldwide, was renowned for her ability to facilitate deep trance states that unlocked suppressed memories of interstellar origins and multidimensional realities. Her extensive body of work, including seminal volumes such as the Convoluted Universe series and 3 Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth, chronicled thousands of client regressions revealing humanity's role in a grand cosmic plan. Yet, these particular sessions with Janice, held in the quiet confines of a modest home in downtown Little Rock, stood out as uniquely intense. Cannon herself described them in private notes as a rare convergence of energies, where the veil between dimensions thinned to allow unfiltered dialogue with beings from realms far beyond our 3-dimensional perception. The transcripts, preserved in Cannon's personal archives and recently digitized by her foundation, offer fresh insights that resonate strikingly with contemporary global shifts, including accelerated climate anomalies and burgeoning interest in extraterrestrial disclosure. The sessions unfolded in a serene residential setting, where afternoon sunlight filtered through sheer curtains, mingling with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the faint, earthy scent of wildflowers from the adjacent garden. Cannon, who had first met Janice several months prior during a routine consultation, welcomed her back with a sense of anticipation laced with caution. Janice, an unassuming individual from everyday walks of life, emanated an aura of palpable intensity that Cannon likened to a living conduit, a bridge spanning the mundane world and ethereal planes, an open portal pulsating with otherworldly vitality. At the time, Cannon had scheduled an ambitious regimen of 3 deep hypnosis inductions in one day, a grueling endeavor that typically drained even the most resilient participants. Deep trance work demands immense energetic expenditure, often leaving clients physically and emotionally depleted for days. Yet Janice displayed no signs of fatigue, her vitality undiminished across the marathon. This resilience prompted Cannon to intuit that Janice was no unwitting abductee coerced by extraterrestrial forces, but rather a high-level collaborator, voluntarily aligned with these entities since ancient epochs, serving as an emissary in human form. The first session commenced around 10 o'clock in the morning, with Janice descending into profound hypnosis almost instantaneously upon hearing the pre-established trigger phrase from their prior meeting. Cannon invoked the feminine higher-dimensional entity encountered in a December 1989 regression, and the connection materialized with crystalline clarity. This being, manifesting through Janice's voice as a resonant, melodic timbre infused with ancient wisdom, elaborated on a small implant embedded within the physical body, a topic that has fueled endless debate in ufology circles. Contrary to widespread fears of invasive surveillance or mind control devices popularized in abduction lore, the entity clarified that such implants are voluntary gifts bestowed upon willing allies. Functioning as protective shields, they safeguard against the onslaught of high-vibrational cosmic energies flooding Earth, enabling the human vessel to withstand frequencies that might otherwise overwhelm fragile biology. In meticulous detail, the entity described how the implant fortifies the circulatory system, nervous pathways, and respiratory mechanisms, while enhancing the reception of intuitive downloads for swifter, sharper discernment. This revelation aligns eerily with global health trends observed in recent years. For instance, data from collaborative studies by organizations like the Vegan Society and market analysts indicate a surge in vegetarianism and natural detoxification practices worldwide. In January 2025 alone, approximately 25.8 million individuals experimented with vegan lifestyles, contributing to a broader shift where billions now gravitate toward plant-based nutrition. Searches for vegan options have skyrocketed by over 5,000% since 2021, and the vegan leather market is projected to eclipse $90 billion United States dollars by the end of 2025. Researchers attribute this to subtle physiological adaptations, potentially influenced by such energetic interfaces, prompting bodies to self-regulate by eschewing tobacco, caffeine, and processed fare in favor of vibrant, earth-aligned sustenance that amplifies vibrational harmony. Even more alarming were the entity's disclosures regarding Earth's precarious trajectory. From 1986 through 1989, humanity remained oblivious as the planet teetered on the brink of cataclysmic implosion, its core compressing to explosive thresholds unbeknownst to surface dwellers. Positioned as a pivotal nexus in the galactic tapestry, Earth's destabilization could trigger a domino cascade, unraveling neighboring galaxies in a cosmic catastrophe of unimaginable scale. The entity referenced historical precedents in distant star systems, where unchecked planetary pressures led to total disintegration, underscoring the fragility of universal equilibrium. To avert this, higher dimensional guardians have intervened subtly, modulating seismic and volcanic eruptions while tempering the shocks of polar excursions to grant humanity precious intervals for awakening. Full prevention, they explained, would deprive souls of essential evolutionary lessons. Thus, interventions merely decelerate the inexorable momentum. This polar migration, far from a mere magnetic reversal, heralds a wholesale reconfiguration of continental layouts, oceanic redistributions, and glacial thaws that will submerge swaths of Europe and reshape Asian topographies. Scientific corroboration abounds in 2025 reports. The World Magnetic Model update from the National Centers for Environmental Information charts the northern magnetic pole's accelerated drift toward Siberia, now closer than at any point in modern records. A burgeoning weak spot in the magnetosphere, expanding per European Space Agency swarm satellite data, heightens vulnerability to solar radiation, imperiling satellites and spacefarers alike. Concurrently, a January 2025 study in the Journal of Geophysical Research posits that subterranean boiling pot dynamics in Earth's core propel these wanderings, while human activities like groundwater extraction have tilted the axis by 31.5 inches, exacerbating sea level surges beyond projections. Antarctic and Greenland ice melt rates, as documented by glaciologists, outpace models by factors of 2 or more, mirroring the entity's prophecy of an ongoing terrestrial metamorphosis. During this inaugural trance, Janus's consciousness traversed to a colossal subterranean complex nestled within a mountainous edifice, its multi-tiered architecture stratified by iridescent hues, emerald greens for foundational awareness, sapphire blues for emotional mastery, golden yellows for intellectual expansion, and amethyst purples for spiritual transcendence. Each stratum served as a pedagogical realm tailored to consciousness evolution. This visionary aligns seamlessly with Mount Kailash, the enigmatic pyramid-shaped peak straddling the Tibet-Nepal border, revered across millennia in Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, and Bon traditions as the cosmic axis mundi, a sacred vortex where Shiva and other deities convene. Prohibited from ascent since antiquity, with no verified summits despite modern expeditions, Kailash's geometric precision has sparked fringe hypotheses of extraterrestrial engineering. In 2025, renewed UFO sightings near its flanks, captured in high-resolution drone footage and analyzed by ufology forums, fuel speculations of concealed bases, echoing ancient texts' allusions to Vimanas and celestial visitors. Pilgrims report time distortions and profound epiphanies upon circumambulation, phenomena Cannon's sessions amplify as evidence of interdimensional portals. The entity further unveiled clandestine pacts between subterranean human enclaves and off-world allies, wherein cutting-edge technologies were imparted for mutual advancement. The 1967 triumph of Dr. Christiaan Barnard in performing the world's inaugural heart transplant, for example, stemmed from subconscious infusions of superior anatomical knowledge. Regrettably, misuse precipitated mishaps, prompting appeals for extraterrestrial remediation that birthed narratives of malevolent interlopers, a distortion Cannon's work seeks to rectify by emphasizing benevolent intent. The second session, resuming at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, propelled Janus into the cosmic expanse, beholding a titanic orb of luminous essence suspended amid the void, where terrestrial hours equate to sidereal years. Revelations concerning Mars emerged here, portraying the red planet not as a barren rock but a former bastion of enlightened civilization, more advanced than Earth's golden ages, until a cataclysm scorched its surface. Subsurface metropolises and parallel dimensional sanctuaries persist, harboring sophisticated life forms attuned to harmony. Prophecy foretells imminent human outposts catalyzing reunions, a vision gaining traction amid 2025's aerospace fervor. NASA's Humans to Mars initiative targets crewed expeditions by the 2030s, bolstered by Blue Origin's November launch of twin magnetospheric probes via the New Glenn rocket. Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, under Elon Musk's vision, schedules inaugural uncrewed Starship voyages to Mars in 2026, escalating to 100 vessels by 2031 and 500 by subsequent synodic windows. Recent unmanned probes have unearthed vast caverns and aqueous remnants beneath Martian regolith, hinting at subsurface habitability that dovetails with Cannon's channeled intelligence. As twilight deepened, the third session ignited at 8 o'clock in the evening, ushering Janus into communion with a patriarchal figure of silver tresses and sapphire orbs, who proclaimed himself her soul's paternal guardian. With paternal tenderness, he imparted final exhortations of encouragement and unconditional love, fortifying her for the epochal pivot ahead, a dimensional leap where obsolete paradigms dissolve into enlightened unity. Upon conclusion, Cannon reflected that these dialogues transcended hypnosis, constituting veritable congresses among the stars, affirming humanity's eternal companionship in the cosmos. Higher beings view tribulations not as punishments but as crucibles forged in love, essential for ascension. Earth's grid now pulses with influxes of elevated frequencies, priming souls for fifth-dimensional embodiment, as expounded in Cannon's 3 waves of volunteers, which delineates successive influxes of star-seeded emissaries tasked with anchoring this shift. In 2025 November, as anomalous weather patterns, polar wander indicators, and somatic ascension symptoms proliferate, from vertigo to empathic surges, these archives captivate spiritual collectives and scholars anew. McKinsey's Future of Wellness survey underscores a paradigm where 66% of global consumers yearn for plant-centric vitality, yet only 20% fully embrace it, mirroring the entity's call for intentional alignment. Dolores Cannon's parting words endure: Earth evolves, we evolve. Though futures may intimidate, an inner resonance assures us, you are not alone. We are here. All unfolds from love. Readers worldwide, perusing these lines, may sense in this instant a benevolent gaze from atop resplendent peaks or amidst twinkling constellations, a universal embrace heralding humanity's nascent chapter, already unfurling in waves of awakening.